All right, let's go.
Okay, so get started here. So what we're in the book here, we're gonna. So it's Rule 8. We're really gonna talk about. This is where all the trouble comes. The rules are kind of cut and dried, pretty much except for Rule. How do we interpret Rule 8? It's interference, right? So to do this is what we have is there's a bunch of rules here. So how do I work my way through all the rules, right? You know, the rule says this rule says that, and this rule says that. You know, so how do I have a little flow chart? You know, what's my reasoning for that, right? So what they talk about here is the referee's line of thinking. It's what's the questions you ask in what order, right? To make sure that you know is what's happening. So that's essentially what we're going to talk about here. So only 4 ways, right? Fair view. So we talked about fair view. I hit the ball. I can't see it coming back, right? From the front wall, you're blocking the other. You're hitting the ball from me.
So that's actually a form of let.
If I can't see the ball, like you hide the ball, I can't see the ball.
Like in that rule right
Direct
now.
access, I can't get to the ball, right? So you're blocking me getting to the ball. Freedom to hit the ball, I can't swing. So the swing interference we talked about, I can't swing. And freedom to play the ball. So I can play the ball. We talked about, I think somebody mentioned earlier, the triangle that from where you are to the front corners. If you're in there, then anywhere in there, I have the freedom to hit the ball to the ground. Right? So those are the 4 kind of ways I can have interference. So
You don't want to give up.
So what questions is, so was there interference? Was there one of those things happen? Did I not see the ball? Did I couldn't get to the ball? I couldn't swing at the ball, or I didn't have access to the front. I didn't have access to the front. Here, thank you. So that's the first thing, right? And so if none of those were there, then it's no let, right? So there was no interference, right? You know, like you play the ball, right? So if somebody says, what's the explanation for that? I said, you know, there was no interference. Or sometimes I'll just say, you need to play the ball, right? You're kind of fishing, right? You're kind of running the wrong way, or...
We'll call that Chester move.
So you can say there was some interference, but was it minimal interference? So, you know, I brushed you on the way by to the ball, right? You know, I kind of nudged you on the way. It really didn't affect anything. I was going to get to the ball. I should have played the ball, right? And we've been trying to encourage people to play the ball, right? So don't just go for cheap lets. Like, you got to go get the ball, right? Even if there's sometimes it's a pretty significant interference, but it really, you know, you need to go play the ball. So if there's minimal interference, you can say, yes, that was minimal. So then you can say no let. Okay? Again, it's just like there was no interference. Right? If it's minimal interference, it's like you'd say no let. You need to play the ball. Not enough interference. Sometimes you'd say. So the ball is reachable. Could you actually got to the ball and made a good return, right? So there may be obstructed, but it's a winning shot, right? I can't get there. Or I'm at the front, the ball's all the way in the back, and I need no effort to go get it, right? So the other thing is every effort to do so. I can't just kind of wave at it, right? I have to make an effort to go get it, right? So you'd say no. So then there's again no let. So you can't get it. Make no effort to get to the ball, right? You know, even if there was, I made no effort to, go after the ball. Then you can say no, not enough effort to get the ball. So yes, did you play through it, right? So I played it, but then I played through the interference and got to the ball, and now ask them, right? So that happens sometimes, right? You know, boom, and I get to the ball, and I go, I don't want to play this. I'm at a disadvantage because I'm now stuck or something. Or the ball too close to the wall, or it's so once you play through it, then that obstruction goes away. Right? So now that there's
Because you were there, you were now there.
you're now there, yeah.
You should have played the ball.
You should have played the ball.
Yeah.
Played
Yeah.
it. Which usually I say,
For us.
you played through it. You need to play that ball.
Can I just ask a question?
Sure, yeah.
So a lot of times you kind of, go around the guy So that's playing through. You've taken the long way around.
Right.
Because he was in your way.
Yep.
But now you're in such a disadvantaged situation because you had to go around him.
Right.
Wouldn't you have just been better off barreling into him and saying, clearly this is interference,
Yes.
please?
Yeah, he didn't get out of the way.
Yeah.
So as a striker, so once he's hit the ball and the ball's off the front wall,
Yeah.
I'm now the striker.
Right.
I have the right direct access to that ball. And if
Yeah.
you're in my way, that's access to the ball, right? You're not letting me get into the ball.
But how does it, okay,
If I'm foolish enough to run around the guy.
Then that's your fault.
Wow.
But it's gotta hit the front wall first.
Be prepared to be
So
run
yeah, the ball
over.
has to hit the front
That was a
wall.
bad decision.
Up to the point that the ball hits the front wall, you're still the striker.
first aid kit.
Once it hits the front wall and comes off, now the other person's the striker. It's asking who's that's the technical striker, who's
Right.
only striker can ask for that.
If the ball whizzes by you, and let's say the other guy's in your way, but you made no effort to put the racket up, you just say, oh, I couldn't get it. You have to show that you physically pulled up your racket trying to get it, and then call for
You
that?
have to make an effort to get to the ball.
Okay, because there's a lot of.
So if you're not
times
ready to play the ball and the ball goes by
it just
you.
flashes by, like, oh, they let, because apparently you're in the way. It's like, well, you didn't have your racket up.
Yeah, but you weren't obstructed because you weren't ready to play the ball.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
You weren't making an effort. So if I put the racket up like this, the ball went by my racket and you're right in front of me, well then that's okay, I can't hit the ball.
Gotcha.
But if the ball goes by me, the ball went by me.
So it's like a lazy let.
Well, that's not even a left, there's no obstruction.
Okay.
I didn't obstruct you, the ball's over there.
Gotcha.
Right? Go get it. I go get that ball. So created interference. So created interference, the classic one is this is, I went the wrong way, right? I go up to the front, you drop the ball, over the side, and I run right into your back, right? The ball's over there. I created the interference, right? I went the wrong way. And I played you rather than the ball, so I'm looking for the left, right? So there was no obstruction because I had direct access to the ball. The ball's over here. I could have just gone straight to it, but instead I ran into you. So that's kind of the classic blocking, right? Or I just run into the player asking for a left. So that's created interference. And if there's created interference, basically you say no left. So you'd never actually say you created interference because nobody then you have like a referee clinic you have to get that explanation, right? So generally what I'd say is you need to play the ball, not the man. Right? And so there's no created interference. Now, were you trying to get out of the way? Right? So there was some obstruction, but if you just kind of stood there and didn't clear, and the person, like you say, you were trying to get to the person, and they just stood there and didn't make any effort to get out of the way. What happens then?
so what happens if you hit the shot, the other player's right on your six, basically?
Yeah.
You've got nowhere to go.
So you were making an effort to clear, but you couldn't because he didn't let you, right?
Yeah.
So you were making an effort, but he crowded you, so you couldn't get out of the way.
Yeah.
So then it's a left, right? Because you're trying to get out of the way, he's trying to get in. He's not.
Not a stroke, it's just simply a left.
Yeah. So the player doesn't make enough effort to get out of the way. You're going at the ball, so that would be a stroke to the stroke to the strike.
Hey, Les, would it be a let if you do this?
Bobby Hunter is not
Bobby
here.
Hunter.
So he's not here.
So
I'm the shrinking violet now, I'm out of your way.
So the good thing you said that, because that's so you can always tell what the call should be by what the players react to, right? So you see the player do that, they know they haven't cleared, and they know they're just waiting for it to get crushed, right? Because they haven't cleared, made no effort, they're standing there waiting for it.
In the Dixie member who Billy is mimicking there, he believes that is his effort
That's
to get
clear?
out of the way. Because he's made himself small.
Now, did you shrink right into the floor?
No, I know.
No, he goes up a couple times though. He gets trying to get skinny.
Just kidding. So that's the classic one. If you
It'll just be more.
So it was a reasonable swing. So we talked a bit about before. What's a reasonable swing, right? So to me, a reasonable swing is back here. So you have a 90-degree back and 90-degree forward, right? So you get the 180 degrees of swing, not 360, right? Not kind of one of these kind of sweeping kind of roundhouse serves. Right? So if you prevented that swing, then it's a stroke. Right? So that's swing interference. Right? So there's ball interference, swing interference. This is swing. I could not swing. could not make a swing, right? So you're like, and usually what I say is you're in the swing, right? I'm in that park, I can't swing. Now you see a lot of times, like the really good players, you know, the ball will come up and the player will be right here, and the ball will be right there, right? And I'm standing here and this guy's hitting the ball right here. And they'll say, ask for a left. And I go, yes, fine. Because there was a reasonable fear of injury, you're close. But you had to swing. You didn't prevent me from hitting the swing. Right? So there's a line between what's a let and what's a stroke. Right? So and on all of these you'll see the reasoning that I use is to say, did I prevent you from playing the ball? Right? I could not play the ball because I was pitching the ball. I did. Wouldn't be close. You were in my swing. Or I couldn't get to the ball because you stood there and I had a direct access to the ball. I could not get to the ball. You prevented me from making a shot. And the last one is I can't see the front wall because you're in the way. You prevented me from hitting my shot. So those are strokes, right? So if you think about it, did I impact you? But you can still make a shot. You can still make a reasonable shot. But if I prevented you, then typically that would be a stroke. If you think of it that way, it's kind of a simplistic way of thinking of it. But that's a good way to. If you're testing yourself, this should be a let or a stroke, right? And through these rules, you're going to go through the kind of checklist in your head, kind of thing. Did I prevent? Did that obstruction prevent me from playing?
So we often play here, it has to be a winning shot. If you could play a winning shot.
So that's coming up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that doesn't matter. If you just prevent from the shot, you're not making a decision whether it could have been a winning or not.
I can't get to the shot to make
Okay.
a shot. Okay. So winning return. So there's the winning shot. Did I prevent a winning return? Right. I was going to make a winning shot after that. Right. So you got him away and you were like playing on the floor and like an easy shot. So you prevented me from hitting a winning shot. So then yes, then it'd be another stroke. Right. So this is the going directly to the front wall. So if it's the side wall, it's a reasonable fear of injury, or I don't know one head, but that would be a let. If it goes directly to the front wall, then that would be a stroke. And no. No, yes, let. So after all that, if you didn't give a no let and you didn't give a stroke, then it'd be a let. It kind of falls out of the bottom. So no interference, right?
Sorry.
Sorry.
So in that, there's this the subtlety of not really interference, but kind of is. So the classic one for me is example. You know, someone served me. How did it go? They've hit the ball down the wall, say, from the back corner, right? And they're clearing, so it's not like they're standing directly in my way, but I do get the sense that they're sort of.
Yeah, they're still out there.
They're sort of in my path. I know I'm trying to get to the back corner to pick up that ball,
Right.
and they're not like in the way,
Right.
but it's almost gives this sense almost like they're just sort of.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you call for a let. Sometimes I feel that's cheap to ask for a let, but you just
If I can't, you can't
truly feel that. I mean, it's not like I was going to hit the guy or anything like that,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's just
Reasonable fear of
I wasn't
injury.
able to sort of feel confident in
Yeah.
my setup for the shot. When you ask for it and get expect nothing more than a let.
Well, that should be no more than a let.
Yeah.
Because he was making every effort to clear.
Right.
You were coming in.
And so the clearing is probably the key there, right?
Yeah. So what I do is I watch the player who's going to the ball. Right. So when the player's going to the ball, were they obstructed getting to the ball? So if they were, that's the player who's got to get out of the way. It's his fault. Right? He made a shot he can't clear from. So coaching-wise, a coaching tip, be a coaching tip. Never hit a ball you can't clear from. Right? If I put it up there and I can't get out of there, I shouldn't be putting it there because I prevented me from giving a stroke. Right? Because I prevented him from getting the ball. So I always played this one. She was one of the top ladies in Canada at the time, and she would just hit a ball back, soft and to the back corner so she could get to the tee. Right? So she would always play a shot that she could always get to the tee. She'd never put it in a place where she couldn't clear from. So that's always a good thing. But yeah, so if that player is just always not clearing well enough, I would say you need to clear better, right? And the next time they hit it, it's a stroke for not clearing.
But it's kind of like, it's a subtle, it's almost like the, I mean, it sounds silly, but it's almost like you're sensing, sounds like Star Wars, but I mean like the Force, like they
The
just get
Force,
the
the
presence
Force.
of the guy there, right? And they get, you just, if you are honest with yourself, you say, did I feel like that guy stopped me from getting to where I wanted to get
Right.
to? It wasn't so egregious that I felt like he was in my way.
Yeah.
But it just.
So it's a judgment call. So
Right.
the referee can say, you know, like, there was enough room to play, I need you to play that ball.
Right.
That's what I would say. If I had thought that, you know, the guy was well clear and you were just thinking he was there, that's, you know, there has to be some interference.
Right.
So if there was no interference really, just you thought there was some.
Yeah.
So was it, you know, that's how he called it a reasonable fear of injury, right? So it was reasonably in my scope. So no interference. So what do you think here?
So is the guy in the white shirt the striker?
But he just struck it, the ball's coming back to the guy in the back.
Oh, there's a bit of a, yeah, a little bit of a issue there.
So make sure the fear of injury, right?
Hey Doug, you want my glasses?
So we're gonna,
No, I can see from far away.
so the effect of the interference was significant. If the effect was insignificant, right? If I just kind of bumped you on the way to the ball, if I bumped you off and threw you off and you're off balance trying to hit the ball, that's different rather than, you know, you
Brush.
kind of brush your body on the way off, right?
Can you go back to that previous slide? Sorry, I don't mean to be thick, but.
It's okay, Dirk, we're used to it.
Which one?
The one with the picture, yeah.
Yeah.
So if the guy in the black shirt is the striker, to me, that's gotta be a stroke.
Well, this guy's asking for the let up here.
Guy in the white's asking for the left.
Okay.
The guy in the front's asking for the let, sorry.
For what?
The guy's well clear of him, right? So if I, yeah.
Sorry.
No
That's
interference.
Chester in the front.
Okay, we know that's not Chester, he doesn't ask for less.
The speech bubble was the giveaway.
So, oops, let me just play one of these.
That was my blonde moment.
All right, what's going on here? What's happening, I think?
Is that yourself right now?
Is that a foxtail on your next slide there, or?
Wrong deck.
There might have been a line, there might have been a line, there might have been a line on that one. You might have crossed that one.
Let.
There's a know thy audience comment section. We're not sure.
See what happens when you go backwards?
Sorry.
There you go, Dirk.
You have that in your
You ruined the whole
previous
night.
So
slide.
first they asked about the bubble, and then it's like, you can go back.
There we go.
Nothing better than starting over again.
Yeah.
Trust me, we all need the remedial usage already.
Tried to give this clinic, but we kept going back to this one slide over
Yeah.
and over and
Over
over
and over.
Still got it wrong.
Yeah. This thing does not like.
Pretty fast, guys.
I would love to post a
You okay
picture.
with that?
I'd love to post a picture of that flow chart.
There we go.
I don't know,
Yeah.
8.5 by 11.
So here's a. So Sherbaghi and Matthew. Nick Matthew. So what do you call?
No, man.
Who called that, who's asking for it?
So Matthew's asking for
blue.
the left.
Matthews and
Let's
Blues.
say blue shirt and white shirt.
So here we go,
Here's
here we go.
asking for
So,
that.
has to be, right? So here's the, so
No,
he's,
no,
so we went at him,
Yeah,
we
we
played
played
ball
the
over
player.
here.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing the ball.
What's
Play the
playing
player, not the ball.
Sure there was some Dixie squash?
No, we would have bowled over. Try to make it clear.
So-
That's a regular occurrence here.
And I made sure we're returning. So I hit it back in the back corner, and I'm looking for the left, and you know, I'm never gonna get that. It's past it.
You don't think you instructed the line of sight to the ball?
No. Can't get
That's
to
a
it.
taxi shot right there. Right?
Because if I,
Taxi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you
Well,
couldn't see where-
that could be, you know, if I obstructed it coming off the wall, I was in the way, I couldn't see, yes, right? But this case, you know, I know where the ball's going, he's hit straight down the wall.
Okay.
I just don't wanna go get it. There was interference, I couldn't necessarily, I could see it, but I was never gonna get that, right?
Yeah.
So we take an example of this one. Narrow chord. Oh, see?
Oh, he wasn't gonna get it.
He wasn't gonna get it.
That's
So
a
the guy in the
record,
back
it's
was-
just an optical illusion.
That's a Chester, not gonna.
These guys, you know, the pros think they can get everything too, right? I get it, I can get that ball. And they can't, it's maybe, but they can get it. Every effort to play the ball, so you gotta make sure that, you know, like, I've made an effort, right? Now, you don't want to do physical abuse, it's not like I'm gonna run through the guy, right? I'm just gonna ram into you and slam you into the side of the court. So that's we get into what's called.
Crap, you look my game.
Right? Or a typical Dixie game.
The
chiropractor game.
I'm sure you have some.
Well, he's adjusted my back on the court for me.
Well, the back.
We weren't playing
Oh,
at the
I felt
time.
great after.
We weren't playing at the time, though, come on, leave that one alone.
Like I say, like making effort. So the trick is, you know, you say you didn't make enough effort. Well, I was going to run him down, right? Well, I mean, you make some effort. Like a lot of times, they'll stand there like I couldn't get to the ball. Well, you never moved, right? Well, usually my way. Well, you gotta like take a step or something, right? So usually, what I'll say is, you know, you need to make more effort to the ball. When they do that, the next time, hammer it. And the other thing that I do, and we try to do, is like, you start out the game, if somebody makes a questionable, you know, kind of an iffy kind of questionable let, is I'll go harsh rather than, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll say, you know, like, no let, that was not enough effort. Ooh! And all of a sudden they wake up, like, okay,
Yeah. They're not gonna try it again.
not gonna try that again.
Yeah.
And every time, and you'll find, and this is what'll happen too, sometimes you'll, and we all do this, I do this all the time. And I catch myself, you know, I've given too many lets and like, there's let, right? Oh, shit, you know, like, my line of reasoning was too loose, right? I've given too many lets. Now they're playing me, right? Rather than playing the game. So then now it's tough to correct that, right? Because now you've set a line that's, you can do that stuff, right? It's like, oh. So the trick is to be always harsher at the beginning so that you don't have to. You can kind of let off a bit once in a while, but it's consistently too. So if you want to be consistent, if you called it that way in the first game, you want to call that way in the fifth game, right? So, but sometimes you have to change your line. You have to change, you know, the reasoning has to be tighter, right? So what you do is with words, right? So you see it's a cheap let, you know, I need you to make more effort to get the ball, right? I've warned you, I'm going to get more. I'm going to get tougher. And the next time, no let, because you didn't make enough effort. And they'll complain because, yeah, you must have let last time, you know. Yeah, you'll have to suffer with that. So every effort to get to the ball.
The guy in the white did not.
Jumped over the guy.
That's every effort to get to the ball. Yeah.
So when you call a let, do you just stop or do you sort of play and then call a let at the end?
So you should stop and ask for let. So
And if you're wrong,
if you've played the ball, then you can't ask for let,
Yeah.
right? You're not the striker anymore. Right? So you have to, it's a stop and ask for let. Always stop.
The continuation to that is if you call for a let and you play the ball, as the opponent continue playing no matter what.
So
or is that
once
now
you,
interference?
so say you say let and hit the ball,
Yeah.
right? So as soon as you say let, that stops, right?
Okay.
So whatever, it's like take a Polaroid and take a picture of what happened, where the ball was, what was happening, right? So that's the point at which you have to make your decisions, right? And the ball carries on, goes to the front wall, doesn't.
But as the opponent doesn't need to play now.
Oh, it can't play. You have to stop.
You can't, okay, that's what I'm asking.
As soon as somebody asks for let, the play stops. That rally's over, right? And now the referee needs to make a decision.
But you can't hit the ball and ask for that.
Correct. Because now you're not the striker.
But if I understood earlier, an accidental, you were trying to stop your swing and you still hit it,
Yeah.
that is not playing the ball.
Right, so yeah.
They call it lead as
I
you're
was
doing
holding
that,
out,
though.
right, and,
Yeah.
okay, I'll allow you to, but please, don't hit the ball, right? I'll tell them don't hit the ball.
But you had to call the let before, you can't go like this and go, oh, stop and hit, then say, I want to let.
So the tricky one is when, and I think we'll cover this in here, is I catch you with my racket on the backswing or something, right? I tick you with the racket, and I hit the ball, and it goes in the tin. Now I ask for a let.
Yeah.
Right? So, now technically, I can't ask for a let because the ball hit the tin, and I'm not the striker anymore. The ball flying to the field. So the trick is usually as soon as they hit, they'll raise their hand up, we'll stop, or they'll basically make an effort that they're asking for a let. So
sometimes here, particularly, you see this in the situation where the unwritten rule is you can't play the ball after you've asked for the let. But
you ask for a let.
it seems
Well,
to
if
me
you hit
like-
the ball, that's fine.
It
but-
seems to me as long as you've asked for the let first, time stops still at that moment.
Right, so the decisions are over. So the only problem I have with hitting the ball is it can be dangerous.
Right.
I've asked for let, the other player stops, right? Because you ask for a let, all of a sudden you're hitting it out, right? So I tell people, don't hit the ball, right? It's dangerous, right? So it's just a dangerous play.
But technically, as long as unless you get into the super gray area where you feel as a ref that the person was en route to striking the ball, like he's basically in the swing.
Well, you can't stop.
And then ask for a let, that's no let. But as long as he's asked for it before he sort of begins the process of swinging.
Right.
It doesn't matter if he contacts the ball.
No.
It goes back to the conversation before. I'm in my backhand, I nick Bob and bring it through here. My arm's already coming through the full swing.
Right.
We got less than a half a second or even less
Yeah.
before I can call, but he's made contact with the racket.
Yeah, but you have to basically immediately, stop.
Attempt to
right?
stop, yeah.
Or you can't stop, you hit them on the way, right? And it's like, you see it a lot, and they'll tick somebody with the racket,
And it just
and the ball
falls
will be
through.
good and everything, and they'll ask for the let, and you should give them a let because there was racket interference. But typically, it's really at the back of the swing, and it's way, maybe big swings, right? Typical. So this is playing through.
Nice, Jonathan.
John? So he played through it, right?
Yeah.
Jonathan didn't clear. Oh, David Palmer, my favorite. So he makes the shot, doesn't really clear, right? Cleared right into him,
Yeah.
but he
But he
played
played the
through.
ball.
So see, Jonathan hits the ball, but clears right into the path of the striker, right?
So he should have asked for a let there.
If he asked for a let, that would have been a stroke, right? Because I have to give access to the ball.
Right.
But he didn't. And
But he
played
did,
it.
but he didn't play
He
through
played the
it.
ball.
Yeah. So as soon as the interference happens, you have to stop, right?
He should have called it, but he didn't.
But he did, because sometimes it's an advantage for these guys.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, the guy interferes it, now he's off balance or he's off on the side, right? And you can get to the ball and
Or
run
you
him
feel
down.
it, or whatever, you just feel you're
Well,
actually
or
in
you
a good
just-
position, right?
Or it's just, you just want to just run him down, right?
So what happened in the situation where, and I don't have the name, sorry, the guy played through it,
Yeah.
right? But he ran over, is it Jonathan's leg?
Yep.
And then can Jonathan now say a let because he ran over me?
No.
No?
Not at that
On
point,
the
because
next
he's
one?
not hitting the ball.
Well, the rally's over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if I was getting to the ball and I pushed you down to get to the ball,
Yeah.
right? Got it, hit it, I could say that's, you prevented me because you knocked me over. right?
Even though it was before the last.
Even though I'm not the striker, but I'm on the floor because you knocked me over, right? And that would be usually physical abuse, and it can be conduct money. So creative interference.
What are you doing next Monday?
Oh, supper for five?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. 6, actually.
Hey, Les, you know what I can do now? When I play the young guys, I go for elder abuse.
Elder abuse.
Yeah. Worse. I always get the let. Sometimes a stroke.
Yeah. That works for me too. So an indirect path to the ball is typically what you have when you run, instead of running, so the original, when the minimal interference, you actually went at the person rather than at the ball. That'd be another example of creative interference as well. I was trying to create interference, but I didn't do it well enough. So it wasn't enough, I didn't create enough. Oops. I don't know if I can actually go back.
Backspace.
Okay, here we go. Shabana. And Gautier.
Young Gautier.
See?
Oh,
Yeah, young Gautier.
You went the wrong way.
So you went at Shabana, right? So here you go. So Savannah, see it's Savannah?
Yeah, just-
So the one thing I love about this is if, there's a big, tall German guy called Simon Rosner, who is 6'4", 6'6". He clears better than anybody on the tour. Because he'll go in and he'll, so the way you clear from, well, he's got big reach, but he goes in, so say I drop the ball in the front corner, right? I go in to get the ball, I drop it back, right? So now I have to give the other player room from the tee to get to the ball. So you have to clear sideways or backwards, right? You can't clear back to the tee. Everybody, the coaches always do back to the tee, right? But technically you have to go up. If you ever have a chance to watch him, he goes one step out and back, and he's 6'6", and it's one step he's back to the tee. But for a big guy, he clears so much better. You see Shabana cleared. You see it cleared. He cleared right across, right? Gave him complete access ball, and Gautier went into it.
So with a let, how many feet is that? That's just the swing? Just for the safe clearing?
So
of
I have to make a complete swing, right? A fair, reasonable swing.
So you can technically still play in line with each other. Correct? You don't have to clear up to the tee every time.
Well, no, but you have to
How
give him
much
a pass.
distance?
You have to give him a pass to the ball.
Okay.
And he has to have that.
It doesn't have to
triangle.
be 10 feet. It can be a foot, right? You have to give him a pass.
And you have to have that triangle. When you get to the ball, you have to have that ball in your corner, that open space.
Right.
I think the one thing too to add on to that, Les, is when you play your shot, when you are clearing, and a common mistake is guys will think they're clearing, but they're still in the path of the ball. So you gotta get, don't be coming this way, go the opposite direction.
Well, they hit it right back
Stay out of the
themselves.
path, get out of the path of the ball.
Well, yeah.
And they follow it back and think they're the way, thinking the guy's
Well,
gonna
they're trying to
come
clear,
around.
but they're incorrect clearing, right?
Yeah.
So they're not really clearing. Yeah. So that's the trick, as I said earlier, is don't hit a shot you can't clear from, right?
Yeah.
Hitting it right back at yourself, you can't clear from that.
Yeah.
So this is wrong. So wrong footing is one. I went the wrong way, right? So just because I went the wrong way doesn't mean that.
Jan the Black is Jonathan,
Jonathan,
who was the #1 player in the world at one time. He's a Canadian. Fabulous player.
So he went the wrong way, but he still can get back to the ball, right? So the trick here is, I went the wrong way. That's okay, but now you're in my way getting back to the ball. Just because I went the wrong way doesn't mean that there's no interference, right? So creating interference before was I went the wrong way and hit you, right? So say you hit the ball down the wall, right? And I went the wrong way and hit you, right? And you're over here, the ball's over here, right? So that's not interference because you weren't in the way. I created interference by hitting you. I have to go back and get that ball, or else it's no way, right? But if we're at the tee, I hit the ball down the wall this way, and I anticipate you going that way, and so I took my first step that way, and you're still in the way to get to the ball, then I have.
And the ball will still play.
And the ball will still play like.
As long as the ball's playable,
Blah, blah, blah,
But
blah.
the balls
right?
are in the back corner, you make that
Ball in the
back.
back corner, I gotta go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
You can't go up, turn right, and
Yeah,
say, oh,
and
it's
that-
on the way.
so in this case here,
Can we watch that video again? Sorry, I'm not
Oops.
sure. Sorry, I'm gonna screw it up again.
Oh, yeah. Not this time, you're okay.
Dirk Blondie Kroll. It's a good one. Watch.
Is this a left, this way, right across?
He's saying this is a stroke.
Here we see it now.
Here.
Oh, no. Right.
close to here. There it is.
Right here.
So now,
See, we just
So what is
sideways.
that?
No left?
so he went wrong way.
So what?
So it's
So what was the
You
call
were
on that?
wrong-footed, but now can you get to the ball? Did the other player make every effort to clear? Right, so you gotta do the standard reason.
But Jonathan had made the drop shot, and the guy in the white, what was his wrong foot move?
So Jonathan goes up like this, hits it, right?
Yeah.
He thinks Jonathan's gonna post it or hit across it,
Right. But he hit
right?
a-
So
he
he
hit
went
a
up
drop
to the,
shot.
he did a bad drop shot.
Yeah.
Was it bad? Was it
Yeah,
any
it was
lob?
like
It was
one of
a
mine.
terrible, yeah, it was on the line. And so he makes a terrible, and he just stood there, right?
Yeah.
So now Palmer's gonna go get it, so he's gonna do it. So depending on how far away he is.
But I'm reading the second line here, it says, the simple fact of having gone the wrong way does not.
No, he took,
prove
if you
the
watch
line.
again,
Yeah, it
he
doesn't-
was here, and he thought the ball was coming back here, so he
Yeah.
took a quick, almost half step this way,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then corrected himself and ran into it.
And he was still.
He's still in the way.
And the ball was still playable, because it was a bad drop.
So what the ball
shot.
still awarded the left.
Do we have to put this in slow motion?
Yes, so it's, I think it's the idea that doesn't preclude a let.
Right.
It doesn't preclude, it's just, so
because
that's
you
not
went the wrong
necessarily
way.
created interference. Because you went the wrong way, you didn't create interference, right? Unless,
Just the opponent didn't clear out quick enough.
well, yeah, he made a bad shot, right? And now he's stuck between you and him. Right?
So it wasn't let or wasn't let? I'm still alive.
I'm not sure what the actual call was about,
Right? Okay.
But it, so,
It would be
so,
no let based on what we're discussing.
so it-
It'll be a let.
I would
That's what we're
probably,
discussing.
that would probably be a let. I would probably give him a let on that.
Yeah,
okay.
But if I looked at it, you know,
Sorry,
Jonathan
sorry,
did,
I got it back.
you know, I could justify it by saying, you were too far away, you know, you could have made the shot, da, da, da. But if you look at, you know, slow motion and stop it, in video, you'd say, Jonathan never moved, he hit it right back, stood right there, and Palmer, you know, was trying to get at the ball.
In which case it would have been a what, stroke?
Stroke, yeah, because I didn't clear,
Because
right?
it
I
looked
didn't
like
make
he
an
just
effort.
come
to
out,
clear.
he just come out of his hit and he straightened up.
He just straightened up, right. So as soon as they straighten
Well,
up like
under.
that, it's, they, you know, I can clear it.
They know.
They know.
That was the Bobby
That's
Hunter
the giveaway, that's the
Got
giveaway.
Bobby Hunter.
Yeah.
Where's
The
Bobby?
trick is, the dance lesson on this was look at the players, you know, on the opponent, who's, you know, what did he do, like, you know, cower in the corner, I'm, you know, hoping like hell I don't get a stroke against me. Because people know. Lack of effort, right? I don't make enough effort to, get out of the way. So there's no right to go back to the tee, the typical thing here, as I said before, right? There's no right to, once I hit the ball, to go back to the tee. You have to let the other player get to the ball, right? That's your obligation, get out of the way. That's what clearing means, right? So that's why I say when I referee, I look at the person going in. Is the person going in taking a direct line to the ball? Are they obstructed getting to the ball? Right?